Hey fellow workers, my name's Kim Siever. Welcome back to my channel. Last week, someone on Twitter said the federal government of Canada thinks disabled people unable to work are worth 10% of what working class is. In one of the comments, someone else said, yes, because you contribute nothing in return. I want to talk about this claim. This persistent belief that disabled people contribute little or nothing to the economy is not only inaccurate, but also deeply rooted in ableist assumptions about productivity and worth. The reality is that disabled people are active participants in the market economy. They buy food, they pay rent, they purchase clothes and other necessities. The more financial resources they have, the more they contribute. If disabled people appear to contribute little to the economy, as the random person I mentioned claimed, it's not because they lack the desire or ability to participate. It's because they are systematically denied the financial means to do so. Like everybody else, disabled people require basic necessities such as food, shelter, and clothing. These needs drive economic activity. Every dollar a disabled person spends circulates through the economy, supporting businesses, workers, and industries. However, many disabled individuals are forced to live on meager incomes due to inadequate social support programs, systemic discrimination in employment, and barriers to accessing well-paying jobs. This artificial limitation on their financial resources reduces their purchasing power, which in turn dampens their economic impact. If disabled people received more financial support, whether through higher wages, better benefits, or even a universal basic income, they could spend more money, thereby increasing demand for goods and services. More demand leads to more jobs, higher business revenues, and greater economic growth. One argument used to suggest that disabled people don't contribute to the economy is their lower employment rate. It's true that disabled people face significantly higher unemployment rates than non-disabled individuals. However, this isn't due to an unwillingness to work or an inability to perform job tasks. Rather, it's the result of systemic barriers, including workplace discrimination, lack of accommodations, and rigid job structures that fail to account for diverse needs. Employers frequently overlook or refuse to hire disabled workers, assuming that accommodations will be too expensive or that disabled workers just can't do the job. However, many disabled workers can perform just as well as their non-disabled counterparts when provided with reasonable accommodations. Plus, disabled individuals often engage in informal or unpaid labor that's rarely recognized in traditional economic measurements. Caregiving, advocacy, and volunteer work are all essential to the functioning of society, yet they're often undervalued. By broadening our understanding of economic contribution, we can begin to dismantle the myth that disabled people don't participate in economic activity. Denying disabled people from access to financial resources isn't just harmful to them, it's detrimental to the economy as a whole. When a significant portion of the population is forced to live in poverty, the entire economic system suffers. Low-income individuals, including many disabled people, are unable to invest in their futures, pursue higher education, or support local businesses. This cycle of economic exclusion leads to increased reliance on social services, which some critics then use as further justification for cutting support programs. The reality is that investing in disabled people, whether through direct financial support, improved accessibility, or inclusive employment practices, benefits everyone. Providing disabled people with the means to fully participate in the market can result in higher tax revenues, reduced healthcare costs, and a more stable economy. If we want to dismantle the myth that disabled people don't contribute to the economy, we must address the systemic factors that limit their financial agency. Let's start with raised disability benefits. Many disabled individuals rely on government assistance programs, which provide a standard of living that's well below the poverty line. Increasing these benefits would allow disabled people to participate more fully in the economy by spending more on necessities and perhaps even further than that. Number 2, expand employment opportunities. Employers must be held accountable for discriminatory hiring practices. Government should incentivize businesses to hire disabled workers and implement policies that mandate workplace accessibility and accommodations. Number 3, support self-employment. Some disabled people find self-employment as a way to generate income when no one will hire them. Government should find ways to better support disabled people who want to be self-employed. Fourth, implement universal basic income. A guaranteed income would ensure that disabled individuals and all people have the financial security needed to participate in the economy. It can reduce poverty, improve health outcomes, and stimulate local economies. Number 5, improve accessibility in public and private spaces. Disabled people often can't shop, work, or participate in community activities due to physical and digital inaccessibility. Ensuring that businesses, transportation, and digital services are fully accessible would allow for greater economic participation. And finally, challenge ableist narratives. Society must stop equating economic value solely with traditional employment. Disabled people contribute in countless ways that go beyond a paycheck, and their worth shouldn't be measured by outdated capitalist ideas. Disabled people are active participants in the economy, despite systemic barriers that limit their financial power. Economic justice for disabled people isn't just a moral imperative, it's a path toward a stronger and more equitable economy for all. Solidarity.